Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Suko Ori. In today's video, I want to talk about some things that I just realized, So I made a video talking about cleansing the shadow self. It's called the Black Tezcatlipoca. In Maya culture, that describes our shadow side, and they had names for different sides of the shadow side and how they work and how they operate and how to work with them and how to cleanse them, right? How to keep them in balance. Their whole system was based off balance, but so there's a channel I'm subscribed to. His name's Remedy H. He's cool as hell, and he talks about the darkness, and he's not the only one. There's a few other YouTubers talking about, darkness, going into darkness, like how darkness is everything. There wouldn't be light without darkness, and so many other things. And the Tezcatlipoca is darkness. So in Mayan traditions, their cycles went by the number 5. And my life path number is 5. And I am, the bloodline of that culture. So it makes sense. So they talked about how we're currently in the 5th sun. And the 5th sun is supposed to end it starts ending between 2012 and 2021, which is right now, literally. And all this stuff is happening, so it makes sense. So like I said, their sun ages, like their system of the sun, well, not even just the sun, just time itself, it goes by 5. So after the number 5, for real, 1 starts over again. So it'll be 6. That's why everybody looks up to the pentagram, because it represents man, it represents creation, it represents a cycle, right? You got earth, wind, fire, water, and ether, or man. That's the 5th element. That's the pentagram. So since we're going to the 6th sun, we're going back to the 1st sun. So they had different gods that rule each sun. So the 1st sun was the god of Tezcatlipoca, which is the shadow side. So it all makes sense. So basically, it's what everybody else, is saying in the spiritual community about darkness, about it's time to go within. And it's really, and it's like they know this, and that's why they keep giving us all these other distractions and all these other things to worry about. Because I noticed, like, it was hard for me to sleep at night after a while. And lately I've been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people, not a whole lot, but like I noticed a few people been telling me they haven't been sleeping good. So I feel like that plays a role into what's going on right now. So the return of the 6th sun is the return of the Black Tezcatlipoca, and it's happening on a major scale because the sun is what gives all of us life. Without the sun, what do you think is going to happen to Earth? So everything has its place, and everything plays its role to keep everything in balance, everything in order, and everything alive. And when things die, it dies to create more life and not to eliminate things. And we came to a place where we got things all fucked up. So what's really going on, the return of I was thinking it was the return of Quetzalcoatl for a while. And some other things like synchronicities and things happen, and I didn't quite understand what was going on, and it just hit me like, oh snap, we're going back to darkness. So what we need to do, well, I feel like what needs to happen is like people need to have more compassion for first and foremost themselves, and secondly to the people around them. Because the darkness is very, like I said, it's everything. But you can also lose yourself if you can't, there's no light. If there's no light in darkness, you can't see. What does that mean? I won't say you're dead, but it's like you're an open vessel. If you don't have if you don't have some type of control over your black Tezcatlipoca, aka your shadow self, everything spirals out of control because your darkness is spiraling out of control because you're just letting anything in. And this is what I've come to learn on my spiritual journey. It took me a fucking decade. And it's like, and the reason why it took so long to really understand was because from the moment I was born was the moment that my whole life was set up for me to fail. My whole life was set up for me to fail. Even before I had a choice, I won't say it was set up for me to fail, but the environment I was in and the type of people that I was born and raised around will give you a different perspective. I really came from nothing, literally. Like I had family, I had friends, but that shit didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing to them. So why should it mean something to me? I gotta move forward. And it's so where we had it all backwards, like. And I knew I was on to something when I read about the black Tezcatlipoca and I made the video about it. I knew I was on to something. And I had to remember, the cycles and how time works. Because after 5, it's really 1 again. But the 1 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which is 0. It's a new beginning. But the cycles are in 5s. 5 is a very powerful number. It's the pentagram. And this is how the ancestors operate. This is their system. This is how they kept track of time and everything else. Like my body is twitching, like talking about this, because it's like I feel like a part of me doesn't want to say this stuff, and it's like it needs to be known. Somebody needs to hear this, not just me, and all this time everybody was thinking like, but see, this is the thing about the darkness. You can't see without the light, so you need Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl is the light, so you need the light. So after 1, which is the cycle of Tezcatlipoca, which is darkness, after that, then there's light. That's the order. So with that being said, this is a time that we have to go in the darkness. Like, this is what I noticed. Another thing I noticed. So Facebook is changing its name to Meta, right? And Meta is about you creating your own world online. And I know that to be a distraction, because that's what's about to happen to us mentally. We're getting to that state. We have to get into that state because they're already there. Because it's like, why are you creating this? Like, why are you changing the meta, and why are you Why is it going to be a place where you create your own reality? And it's so funny. I had a dream like in 2014, 15 that I was on Facebook, but I was walking through my house, which means Facebook was a projector. It was projecting. You know how like you project, you know, pictures on like a screen or a wall or whatever. It was like that, but it was like it was like a sphere. It was like I had a device that project the internet in my real life, which means that I could walk through and type. I could be like walking around. I could be at home and project and walk through Facebook, and I'm really walking through Facebook. Like, you know, like Facebook is like a projector, but it was projecting, it was covering my whole life. Like it was like a circle, and it was like a device, like a phone that was doing it. I had this dream years ago. So with that being said, it's to distract us from the darkness, from our darkness, from us facing our shadow side. Basically, if you don't face your shadow side, you're gonna fail, and most likely you're gonna die some type of way. And it's not just like, it don't necessarily have to be like a physical death, like you pass away, even though that is a big role. You're gonna die anyway, so that could be it. But also, like, you don't have to physically die in the process. You could just be tormented for the rest of your days on some type of shape or level. But I feel like either way you're going to die. It might be a slower one or a fast one. Either way, it's coming, you know. And having to relive what you fucked up on. And I know I'm going through that myself. I have a lot of internal karmic debts that I have to fix, and this is why things happen the way they do, because it is what it is. This is how the shit's created. This is how the shit's designed. The real matrix, right? So the Black Tezcatlipoca is us. It's darkness season. It's dark season. Like, it ain't even season. Like, it's a cycle of the sun. In Mayan culture, I think a sun cycle lasts for like what, 52 or like 28,000 years, so they say, or something like that. I can't remember. They have so many calculations. So it's like, it's time. Like, I gotta get ready to really go and see my shadow self, really face my shadow self, heal, address things, the uncomfortable things about my life, like really address them. I feel like I have, but no, really address them this time. Like, really, like, wrap this cycle up. We have to wrap this cycle up because it's naturally wrapping up. It's wrapping up regardless. This is the ancestors was very in tune with the Black Tezcatlipoca, the shadow self, the darkness. And they try to paint us out to be like we were these bloodthirsty sacrifice people. And I feel like they over exaggerate, but the truth is they want to distract us from the darkness. This is the age of the darkness, the black sun. This is why they go so hard to try to kill off the people of the sun. Why they go so hard they try so hard to kill us off. But it's like, this cycle is going to happen regardless. And the people of the sun, we're just going to go back to the sun. Which means we don't really leave. And we're going to have to come back and do this shit again. This is what a lot of people don't want to talk about or realize, or they don't know. But I know I'm very tuned into who my bloodline is. They remind me every day. It's not like something that I could ever forget. Because I walked this path before, but I fucked up last time. And this time, in this life, I have to fix it. This is why I'm here during the sun of darkness, the Black Tezcatlipoca. It basically starts over again. This is the beginning. The beginning is darkness. We're starting over again, literally, not no 180 type shit, 360. We're doing a whole 360. This is like when the world card becomes the full card. We're at the world energy. This is the world energy in tarot. It's wrapping up because the sixth sun is coming. That's 0. It's the ending of a cycle, beginning of a new one, the Fool. Taking a leap of faith. Walking into the new cycle of the black sun, the dark sun, the Black Tezcatlipoca sun. As I will say, as the ancestors will say. It makes sense. I just wanted to share that message because it just dawned on me like, wow. Like, wow. So, I will come back with a future video, probably about this, because I feel like it's not over. And I feel like, and I know that there's how Mother Earth is, there's always going to be life here, no matter what she goes through. And we need to look up to Earth, not just we live here on her, who she is. She's a mother. She's been going through hell for a long time. But yet she still loves us, still nurtures us, still bringing life in through all this chaos. I think it's a beautiful thing, and we need to have more gratitude and more compassion and more love for one another, and quit trying to play this power hungry game. There's enough power for everybody. Earth is abundant. And this is why people don't like me, because it's like, I don't mind sharing my wealth with people. I don't mind sharing with people, but I want people that's going to share with me too. That means there's no competition. Everybody has a role to play. Everybody has their lane. Everybody has a part to play. Everyone could shine in their own way. Like, people create this narrative that we are like, I gotta get at her at all costs because fuck that. You know, everybody got their stupid ass reasons. Or they might have serious reasons, but it's still bullshit at the end of the day. Or it's diabolical of why they want to bring you down. They want to stop you. But the truth is, the darkness is going to, your own darkness, not even me. Like, you could be trying to hurt me, but your own darkness is going to get you way worse than you ever could do to me. And that's on facts. And that's because I am connected to that. I am that. My ancestors created this whole system of the Black Tezcatlipoca. And motherfuckers be trying to come at me and try to say what I'm not. Like, I told a few people, like, yeah, I'm Aboriginal. Like, for years, I was telling people that for years. I didn't even know for sure. I didn't even know about Tezcatlipoca or Quetzalcoatl. But I just knew intuitively that I was fucking Native American. Not even just Native American, just Aboriginal American. Like, I'm an Aborigine. You feel me? I'm from the people that was already here when, quote unquote, Columbus showed up. My people was here and we were thriving. We had our moments like any other empire, but still, we had a whole system. We didn't need them for nothing. What the fuck we need y'all for? Y'all coming to me. Y'all coming to us. And that should have been the response. Like, y'all came on my land. Like, and I'm pretty sure that is the response. And that's why they go so hard to this day to try to do things. But I'm not, okay, that's a video for another day. I'm not trying to get too deep. But all I'm going to say is, I'm going to just leave it on It's the coming of the black sun, the first sun. It's a whole new cycle again. It starts all over. We back at the beginning. We at the drawing board. So what we gonna do? We're gonna keep going at war with each other, or we're gonna fucking go to war with our black Tezcatlipoca. Going against us is going against our own shadow self. We have to face ourselves, face our own